Hello, everyone, and welcome to Desperate Ravings, the show where, for once in 3 times now, I don't have anything negative to say about anything. I know, right? That seems crazy. But no. Like, there's literally nothing else I want to do right now except for rant and rave about just how freaking awesome Dominaria looks. Like, how do you get Alex to be excited about standard and possibly even playing a standard other than making challenge decks, which are very cool? You give me super sick legendaries and the most metal artwork in the entire multiverse. So let's not wait around. Basically, all I'm going to do, I have Mythic Spoiler up right now, which is my go-to for all things Magic Spoiler. And I'm just going to go through here, and I'm going to find a card on every row to talk about, or multiple cards. I'm just going to rant, and it's going to be amazing because, holy cow, this set is so freaking amazing. And the first thing I have to point out is, you might remember I had some words for the legendary card frames, and I have to apologize and retract most of that statement. The ones that aren't white look good. The mono white ones, I should say. Yeah, there's just something about the negative space here and the positive space, and it just looks like, again, a printing error. But you can see it so very faintly in the blue, the black, and we'll get to a red card, and the green ones. You know, we have Narumeha, Demon Lord, Belzalok, and Moltrani Groot, Yamaya's avatar. There's this little bit of gradient shading in that kind of scrolly bit at the top, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Like it just gives just enough texture and contrast to what would otherwise just be a blue field on a black field. And oh my gosh, it's so freaking pretty, awesome. And Demon Lord Belzalok, he is the fourth of the demon lords that holds Liliana's soul, and he does some seriously cool. Like we've seen Grizzlebrand, I forget the other ones off the top of my head, but yeah, 4 and 2 black legendary creature, Elder Demon, 6/6 flying trample. When it enters the battlefield, exile a card from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Then put that card into your hand. If that card's converted mana cost is 4 or greater, repeat this process. Demon Lord Belzalok deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way. Wow. I mean, on 6, it's a giant dude, and it's going to get you your other big bomb, or your other piece of overcosted removal, or your planeswalker like Jaya Ballard here, who's amazing because her ability Inferno is just like her 5 and a 6 get you dead. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, the card's so sick. Awesome for limited. I'm not going to go into a bunch of these cards right now, the other ones that I feel like are worthy of praise right now. The full set review is coming, and I'll be damned if I don't beat Channel Fireball to the punch again, like I did for Kaladesh. Not that matters. But yeah, let's look at more of these awesome Dominaria cards. We've got the legendary Sorceries here, and why am I focusing on the black cards? I don't know. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. I mean, if you have not seen, this is a piece by Noah Bradley here, who is one of my favorite Magic artists. If you've not seen the high-res version of this, you need to stop this video, pause it. I'll wait. Yeah, go onto Reddit, find the thread that talks about this, and look at the massive art here, because my god, that little thing in the middle, that little white speck of white right there, that's supposed to be Joyra, I think. You know, I don't know. And the guy down there in the middle, I think that's Gerard. I'm getting all his names mixed up. But the bloody thing next to him, that's Urza, and the dude is holding Urza's head in his hand, and it's like, what twisted thought process, what art director gave you the notes for this? Like, what is going on here? I mean, I would imagine this going on like on the cover of a vinyl record that I would play, because I'm really into that weird black metal stuff, and I can just imagine like opening this up and just going, yes! Behold the trials and tribulation of Gerard until he sets foot before the vile offering of Yawgmoth. What does this card do? Alex? 4 and a black legendary sorcery. Put up to 1 creature or planeswalker from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker, and then exile from a graveyard. So it's either graveyard and then kill something. This is amazing. Like, these utterly amazing. So cool. Awesome. Again, there's that little bit of the shading in the black. Amazing. Fantastic. Moving right along. More cards we can talk about. Yes. The devotion cycle, as they've been being called on the Reddit threads that I follow. I I was really laughing. This poor mono black devotion player was for so long just like, what is the black one going to be? I mean, we saw the green one immediately, which is super cool, and the promo art from the championship that I played this weekend is great. But finally getting to see Dreadshade here, all of the players from that thread are just like, oh my god, it's so freaking amazing, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm a bigger fan of Tempest Vision personally because islands, and it's automatically a 3-mana 3/4 flyer, and just scales from there. So awesome. Yeah, these cards are so freaking cool. Next up, oh my gosh, I've got to talk more about the sagas. Originally, when we just saw Phyrexian Scriptures, I was a little on it, but I am so on board with sagas now. The artwork on these, and again, if you've not seen the full res scans of these pieces of art, I hope they do full-size wall scrolls of these, because my god, they are pretty. History of Benalia is going to be the sickest foil ever. 1 white, mythic. At stages 1 and 2, you create a 2/2 white knight soldier, or a white knight creature token with vigilance, and then on 3, your knight tokens are knights you control, +2/+1 till the end of turn. Super cool. My god, the art is utterly fantastic. And the rest of these, the Mirari Conjecture. It sounds like a episode of The Big Bang Theory, but whatever. These are just so freaking amazing. I like the fact that we're not just going to see them, because we see here the Flames of Keld and the Song of Freyalise here. These aren't just mythic rares and rares. We're going to see these at uncommon, and that is, I think, the biggest selling point of this set. You think back to like Innistrad, another set that has just umpteen million gallons of flavor bursting from its seams. And what did it do right? You got all of the tropes. You got all of the cool gothic horror elements, from the zombies to the vampires to the werewolves, across all ranges of common and rare and uncommon. They were across the entire spectrum. And that's, I think you lose a lot of that in certain sets where the major themes are kind of lost amongst the lower rarities, because you can't show off a really cool card or a really powerful card at common and uncommon. That's sort of unique and has its own kind of story to itself. But the fact they're doing these here, is really kind of telling that they're not afraid to kind of push the boundaries. And some of these are not great. Some of them are quite powerful, though, but they're so amazing. And we'll get into more of what just makes this set so amazing here. We've got more legendary dudes right here. Dragons and elves and all kinds of stuff. But the stuff that I really want to look at, though, is like, are the gold uncommon legendaries? The crew of the Weatherlight, and this kind of goes to my point here, where we're talking about, you don't have to make things be rare or mythic rare to get your point across. Raf Capuchin, Ship's Mage, 2 blue white, 3/3 flash flying. You may cast historic spells as though they had flash. That should be rare. That feels rare to me. That's powerful. And I think, a symptom of this, and I don't call it a symptom, but, just the telltale sign of this might have been coming, was a lot of the downgrades that we saw in, like, Iconic Masters. Bladewing the Risen dropped all the way down to uncommon from rare status. That just goes to show that Wizards is pushing the power level down, and every booster pack you will open of Dominaria is going to have a legendary creature in it, and there's plenty of them to choose from. And I don't know if it's just to be just all legendary spells, so creatures and sorceries including. I don't know, and I'm super excited about that, because you get to see the story not just contained within a couple of cards. Think about like the Khans of Tarkir block. The dragons and the Khans were mythic rares, and downgraded to rares in Fate Reforged, and but still you didn't get to see them all that often, and so you kind of lost the flavor, you lost the story of the set. But here, Wizards is proving that they don't care. Maybe obviously they care because these cards aren't busted, but Halar, the Fire Fletcher, one red green, uncommon 3/3 trample. When you cast a spell, if that spell was kicked, granted, kicking is a bit of a cost. You put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then Halar deals damage equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it. This guy gets out of control in draft, and he's uncommon. Like, what? What is going on? Why is Dominaria so sick? I love it. And then, out of all the art revealed so far, oh my gosh, Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. 5 white black. Legendary sorcery. Return all legendary permanent cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yes, this is going to have some serious deck building restraints, but if you've got 2 or 3 legendary cards in your deck, I mean, this is kind of a huge. And if you don't know who these dragons are, the dragons of this and the art of this, these are the dragons of the Brothers' War. You've got Croesus the Purger, Rith the Awaken, I think are their names. I couldn't tell you all of them off the top of my head, but just, man, you want to go see a concert with like a bunch of guys in like battle armor and axes and big like 8-string guitars, like just rocking out about this bitchin' rebirth of some dragons. Yes, it's so freaking awesome. Love it. Awesome. I love Rona, Disciple of Gix, who looks so much like Dream the Eternal from the Sandman series out there. Like, oh, they spelled the art for Edeliz, the Cinderwind? What? The Cinderwind. Get out of here. Yo, Edeliz, what are you known for? I'm the Cinderwind. That'll get you a free drink at the bar, that's for sure. Oh my god. Of course, we gotta talk about Karn. Of course, my big fear was that there was another, 7-mana turn 3 Karn in Modern. But no. Karn seems fair this time. 4 mana gets you Legendary Planeswalker, Karn, the Scion of Urza. For +1, or the top 2 cards of your library. An opponent chooses one of them, put that card into your hand, and exile the other one with a silver counter on it. What does that do, I wonder? -1, put a card you own a silver counter on it from your exile into your hand. So it's not like you're ever losing these cards. It's like putting your opponent between a rock and a hard place. Like, ugh. Oh, that's Urza right there in the background of his art right there on that stained glass window. Also, -2, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Wow. Oh yeah, 4 mana, 5 loyalty. This is like Ashiok power level. Not Ashiok power level. This card is very powerful, but like this is the kind of planeswalker where you just can't like, oh, I'll attack it one time, and instead, or I'll lightning bolt it, and that takes care of the problem. No, this thing's gonna get out of freaking control. Amazing. Its ultimate is on 2. Wow. Mox Amber, another Mox is in the house. Wizards. You're trying us here. At what limit have you defined free mana? Obviously this takes some hoops to jump through. Add any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control. Yeah, that's a thing, but you've jammed this set full of legendaries. This thing's gonna be on. Like, this is making your draft deck. Like, this is first pickable. Like, if you've got, enough legendaries, that just, like, blows my mind. Gilded Lotus coming back, too. Holy cow. Like, this card didn't do anything back in the day, but who cares? Gilded Lotus. At least Ral Zarek untapped it, which was kind of fun in Standard. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, so many cool cards here. Oh, we gotta talk about this stupid thing, the Dampening Sphere, which the Modern community has collectively lost their minds over. People thought this thing was gonna be rare. It was pre-ordering for like $15. Oh dear, it's uncommon. Now you look foolish for wasting your money on pre-orders. Nope. 2 generic mana gets you an artifact. Uncommon. If a land is tapped for 2 or more mana, it produces a single diamond, colorless, instead of any other types and amount. Each spell a player casts costs 1 more to cast for each spell that player has cast this turn. Name me 2 decks in Modern that this hits. I'll wait. Tron is one of them, yes. Tron, Storm, even Living End to an extent, also is tapped by this deck. There's enough little minor implications here that we have to talk about here. Obviously this feels like a rare spell. Typically, hate cards are rare when it comes to Magic. Things like Grafdigger's Cage, Ground Seal, Rest in Peace. Cards like that, those are typically rare because there's this push-pull effect, and you really have to consider, I saw this and I'm like, sweet, it needs to be uncommon. You need to give players of Modern the ability to get these kinds of cards without paying an arm and a leg. A $15 hate card is not a reasonable cost, actual dollar amount wise. This is a perfect example of this. Sean, who you remember from recent episodes of your regular EOT News Flash, said this should be rare because all of a sudden, like, let's say that I open up a pool in sealed and I've got this is my rare, but I've got awesome uncommons. But you sitting across the table from me open these as uncommons and a crap rare. And there's some real feel bad there. I open these as uncommon, and you open really good uncommons like the Gorilla Shaman who kills you in one shot. So, yeah, there's some feel bads here. But I think when you have a new player sitting down, and this is going to be a set to get all new players hyped over the moon from it because of just how cool each card is. And again, it goes back to that whole storytelling elements of the uncommons and the cards that you will see more frequently than just the mythic rares and the planeswalkers. Yes, you're going to open this and it's going to be part of your sealed pool. Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry. But that's one less bad rare that you're not going to open. And so far, I look at some of these cards and like, yeah, there are some dud rares, the big deal. But like there are so few less what feel like do nothing rares. How many times have you opened a pack and draft and just gone, looks at the rare, looks at the uncommons, like, yeah, I'll take the removal spell because the rare just sucks. This solves that problem. It creates its own problems because you will open these more often, but who cares? Who cares? Let the rares be awesome. Let the uncommons kind of, be the glue that holds the set together for, further financial value. That's fine. That's fine, But yes, Storm, Tron, I'm waiting to see if this card actually has the effect that I'd like it to. Modern is a fine format right now. It's a great place to be right now in terms of Magic and formats in general. But there are those detractors, and my local game store has nothing but Storm and Tron players. So this is a welcome gift. I also have to draw attention to Helm of the Host, which I've never heard a more heated debate from Commander players. Oh, how I love Commander players. As soon as anything says legendary or some big stupid effect like this does, they just lose their collective minds over it, and I love it because Magic players are cut from all kinds of cloth. 4 generic mana gets you a legendary artifact equipment at rare. Beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except that token isn't legendary. If a creature is legendary, or if it is legendary, there you go, the token gains haste. So this is a continual effect, and the guy who was just ranting and raving beyond this one was all about that Kalia of the Vast. I get it, yes. Put an Avacyn into play, an extra, and then a Grizzlebrand. I'll put a dragon in. I get it. It's cool. It's flashy. And there's, the person who was, the dissenting opinion was like, oh, it's too slow. No. And I just piped in and said, how many signets do you play in your commander deck? How many Soul Rings or other mana accelerants do you play in your deck? He's like, well, all that I can are my colors. And I said, yeah, there you go. I have no opinion on commander whatsoever, but that's cool as hell, right? That's gotta be cool as hell. The other thing, oh my god, the rare lands in this set. First of all, Cabal Stronghold it's no Cabal coffers. It only counts basic swamps, which is kind of irritating. But the returning cycle of the Innistrad checklands, Clifftop Retreat, Isolated Chapel, Hinterland Harbor, Sulphur Falls, and Woodland Cemetery. I love seeing these. They're obviously cards you can print in any set because they're just the names are not tied to a place, and therefore you can put them anywhere, much like the fetch lands or the fast lands. These are just fantastic. I love all the art on them, and all the flavor text here is very evocative. It talks about our ancestors brought down a Phyrexian portal ship, then built our town on its hull. We're pretty proud of that. It's like, what? Although, the one that has to be looked at really closely here, Woodland Cemetery. They never found the body of young Yosu, or that of his murderous sister, the fall of the House of Vess. That's exciting. There's some lore implications here, and you lore nuts out there, please tell me, what the heck that actually means. As I understand it, Dominaria is actually Liliana's home plane, and now she's back to do something against Belzalok and Nakadu with Gids, and they're gonna, have some adventures or something. But yeah, this is, oh my god, just every bit of this set, just it's like this is the home run that Wizards has needed to not only hit, but like Hank Aaron, like out of the park, like just stratosphere. I'm not talking about asterisks, Barry Bonds, or Mark McGuire, Timmy Sosa. I don't need asterisks next to your home run. I need pure, unadulterated, wham bam. Thank you, Wizards, for printing this set, because it's absolutely astounding. I cannot wait to play with this set. I'm going to draft and play sealed the hell out of this. I'll look at a friend of mine. I've been teaching her how to play Magic, and it's going to be her first pre-release, and she is beyond excited for how cool this set looks. And I can't wait to play at the pre-release in just a few short weeks. So I'm super excited about this set. It's going to have, I don't know if we're going to see, implications outside of Standard right now, but like I said, this is the home run that Wizards needed to hit, and hit so hard that there, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the set was going to be successful. Masters 25, ground roll double, I'll give you that, maybe. Unhinged, that I don't know how to even know. I don't know what the baseball analogy is there. Yeah, great stuff, but lasting impact definitely not there. Iconic Masters, pop fly. You're out. You're out. Don't even take your bait. Don't even run down the baseline. The third baseman's already got it. It's just stop. But like this is the Hank Aaron home run that Wizards needed, and I cannot wait. And I hope you guys are excited about it. Let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite card from Dominaria spoiled so far? The entire set should be spoiled, if I'm not mistaken, on Friday. Yes, because the pre-release is the Saturday after next. The whole thing goes live this Friday. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to review this set. It's going to be super. Is that Krona the False God in the background of Memorial the War? Are you guys seeing this? Wow. Magic is cool. So yes, thank you so much, guys, for listening to me rant and rave about Dominaria and how much I love this set. I can't wait. I hope you can't either. Please, again, favorite cards down in the set in the comments. What are you excited about to play with Dominaria? What standard decks are you brewing? What are you hoping to open in draft? Let's get the conversation going, and let's get psyched to go back to Magic's home plane and pat myself on the back for not saying anything negative about this whole set other than the white legendary sorceries. It's fine. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you all next time on Desperate Ravings.